Yeah, hi, my name's Darren Ward. I'm the director of Sudden Fury, A Day of Violence and Beyond Fury.
Hi, my name's Nick Roberts, and I am an actor in Sudden Fury, A Day of Violence, and Beyond Fury, plus a few others, a few little shorts that Darren's done, and a few bits and pieces that I've done for some other directors.
Yeah, I mean, I ever since I was 8, 9 years old, I would love watching the Hammer movies as a kid that were on TV in the UK. So my dad would record them for me, and I would go down on a Sunday morning and watch, the Peter Cushing, Christopher Lee movies, Frankenstein, Dracula, and all of that. And I was just fascinated with special effects and camera movements. So it wasn't long before I found spaghetti westerns, because I was born in the 70s, so I was there for the big video boom. So all that invasion of home movies. So I got exposed to a lot of horror movies that I would sneak down and watch after my dad had rented them out. So I saw zombie flesh eaters and cannibal ferox really, really young, and it didn't affect me. But no, and I was just hooked. And then as I kind of, around the mid-80s, 85, 86, I kind of found Dario Argento's movies. The first movie that I watched of his was Suspiria, and that just got me hunting down every film the guy had done, just to study the aesthetics, the visual over narrative, just the camera work. And obviously as you got older, at the time I didn't know, but the budgets were really low. But what you see on the screen, every penny is on the screen, and that's kind of something that I've taken with me. I try, because I have small budgets. We're talking just under like 50 grand, 50,000. Which is nothing when you're trying to make action gangster movies with guns and explosions, and and with every movie you do, you want to be bigger and better, because you don't want to just tread water, right? You don't want to do the same movie for the same amount. You just want to get bigger. So I started out originally wanting to be a special effects artist, so I'd have foam latex, and I'd do all the cooking at home, and I'd be doing prosthetics and all of this. And then one day when I was helping out a group of friends that I'd kind of got involved with that were doing movies, I was doing a lot of camera work. So then I wanted to be the cameraman, and they would always say, "Oh, give the camera to Darren," because he'd go off and do strange angles. I'd try and get that Fulci look or that Argento look, or rather than it's just like that, let's start there and come down, and I would do all those sort of things. So then when it came to doing my first movie, I started doing short movies. My first movie was like a tribute to, I guess, kind of demons, Lamberto Bava's Demons. The title was Paore il Diavolo, Fear the Evil. And it was just literally, I was 16. I had a couple of friends. Nick wasn't on the scene. I didn't meet Nick until 91, so this is pre-meeting Nick. I had a couple of other friends that I would just put through blood, and and we made these short movies. And I did a short film with, the first film I did with Nick was a kind of giallo-inspired film called Blue Fear. And then we swapped to action. And then after I did Bit of Vengeance, I haven't really kind of gone back to giallos or horror or anything. I kind of put the horror in my action movies. So the set pieces are very violent. They're very gory, lots of blood. And that's what I love. But I love other movies. I love comedies, I love dramas, I love westerns. But when I come to write, because I write my own scripts, I just kind of go to that special place that I love, which is, and I find it very easy. Sometimes some people have said that I find that really alarming, that you can write such gory sequences and you don't have to think about it. Oh, give me a scenario, I'll just tell you something now. Oh, we would do this and we'd do that. So I kind of, my kind of film career has been very, very heavily influenced by Italian cinema. And like many people my age, I love Lucio Fulci and Dario Argento and Sergio Martino and Lamberto Bava and and Ruggiero Deodato and all of those guys. They're basically responsible for what my films are, because I took visual over narrative. I took trying to make everything on the screen look much bigger than what it is, and it's all learned just from watching these movies. I never did any I've never been to film school. I've never studied movies. I just saw enough movies to know, I can pick a camera up and that's how I shoot that, and that's how I shoot that. And as the more movies you do, you get more experienced. You work with bigger productions. You get more people involved. And you just pick up, it's just home learned. It's completely homeschooled my kind of skill set of making a movie. And I met Nick in '91 because we went to the same technical college. After school, we did a 2-year technical college thing just to sort of enable us to get other jobs. And, we've done 6 films together. We were both 18 when we started to do work together, and now I'm 51 and Nick's 2 months' time is 51. So it's been a long sort of time working with each other.
Yeah, I'm going to be mercifully short for this because, so my career pretty much is paralleled Darren's films because I guess, and I don't know whether you really know this, but when I was younger, I think probably one of the professions that I would have fallen into was acting. I would have been an actor. But I came from a family where my dad would say, there's a lot of actors resting, if you've ever heard of, basically there's a lot of actors out of work. So it kind of put me off. And, I've gone to have like my professional career is I'm a scientist by profession. But however, Darren has allowed me to fulfill that itch I have to be on screen. And of course, I haven't just been an extra in these films. No. So I've been able to scratch that itch with absolute, it's been a luxury because, I can go on, be on set, be the lead man, and then 3 or 4 years, I'm just a scientist, and then Darren, I get the phone call, Nick, we're doing another movie. Okay. Yeah, and so as I say, my career pretty much parallels Darren's, but I've done a couple of other little bits, mostly cameos for other film directors, which has been fun. Oh well, I think it's a charged up roller coaster, isn't it?
Yeah.
And from my perspective, as the lead in that film, there's it comes Darren's films always have this kind of revenge theme to them. Redemption. Yeah. And with Beyond Fury, there's an absolute certain pivoting point in that film where I go fucking crazy, basically. Yeah. And then just all hell breaks loose. So I'll let you, you're probably more visual than me, so I'll let you paint the picture.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so it's 25 years after Sudden Fury was released. And I kind of... Originally, I'd be lying to say I always had the idea of doing a trilogy. That's not true. We made Sudden Fury. It did well. And it was around the mid-2000s that I started to write the script for A Day of Violence. And I just thought, well... Okay, he's a different character. He's not Walker, he's Mitchell, but it's within the same genre. It's in that, it's a trilogy of crime movies, but not necessarily sequels. But when it came to Beyond Fury, it's a direct sequel, but it's 20 years later. And I wanted, because it finishes my trilogy, and as an independent director, you never know if you're going to make another movie, because it's so bloody hard to get finance. It was easier in the 90s. Now Everyone makes a movie. They pick their phone up, and I've made a movie. It's just a kind of different beast. So I knew it had to be the best thing that I've ever done. So I really strived to make it look slick, not Hollywood, but as Hollywood as I could get, because we shot it on a Blackmagic 2.5K in RAW, and we used 70s Arri prime lenses. Man, and unlike my other movies, I had someone do a proper grade on it, and it pops. Everything just pops, an example, yes, you're going to expect a lot of gore. If you've seen my other movies, Sudden Fury, you can see chainsaws going through people. There's feet getting absolutely obliterated with hammers. There's tongues getting cut off. There's multiple shootings. There's rape sequences, which, unfortunately, but it fits the role of the movie, and which is the trigger point, really, for the death of Walker's wife and child. That, this guy Walker from Sudden Fury, who knows what he's been doing, but he's like in civilian life,
being a scientist.
But suddenly he's put all this behind him, and the film starts with Walker and his wife Claudia going out for a meal at a restaurant, and then they're attacked by some bad guys in a van, and then it all hell breaks loose. And basically it just makes Walker go back to the Walker of Sudden Fury. He'd given up his guns, but now he's absolutely, it's crazed. It's a real vicious movie. It's very, very, it's the longest movie I've ever done. It's like just under 2 hours. But it really is a roller coaster movie of splatter, and but the tension's there, and the actors, and I think everyone on this movie, like Nick is, he was in his 40s then. He actually looks the role of Walker. When we made Sudden Fury, Nick was 23 to 25, like me, and maybe you could say maybe a little bit too young for that hitman, but everyone had, were older, everyone had grown into those characters, and I just think it absolutely is just, spot on. But yeah, you can expect all the kind of ingredients that you would find in my other movies. Hopefully you'll laugh. Hopefully some people, will, and at festivals they all sort of like at certain points. But yeah, that's what is expected. It's coming out from Cine Strange Extreme. So I believe that's a German, Austrian, and Switzerland release. And I'm really pumped for that release, because you guys in Germany do such cool releases. I know. I think we've got at least three, but I think it's 4 media books coming out with different covers and all that sort of stuff. So it's been a while since the film is finished, but it's great that it's still coming out. Oh, well, no, actually, my films have all been made in the UK. I fly people in from other countries, like I was flying Giovanni in from Italy. I had an actor, Anthony Strager, that lives in Berlin, so he was coming over. But no, they're all filmed in Southampton, where I live. We have filmed a little bit in London, but it's all very local. None of it is outside the country. And we're here in Germany now at the Weekend of Fear. I've got a new movie that I'm trying to get finance for. It's called Lottie. It's a departure from the previous trilogy. It's female-led, and it's all about a survivor of a country manor home invasion in the 90s, and then we go to modern day. She's in her 30s, no dialogue at all because her vocal cords have been cut. It's again a revenge drama, but it's female-led with no dialogue at all from the female. It's mental. It's absolutely crazy. I think I've written even bigger set pieces than anything I've done before. So we're here in Germany to talk to a couple of producers, and if we can get some money from Germany, I've got a company in the UK that will match that money, and then we make Lottie. And even though this will be the first movie I've ever made with Nick not being the lead, Nick is going to be in the movie as a character that you may not necessarily say, oh, that's Nick, but he's in the movie because I couldn't make a movie without him, really. It's been too long. Yeah, no, I would like to say thank you very much for all the support we've had in Germany over the years. Every movie I've made has always played here. The last 2 features, we won a Golden Glib at Weekend of Fear. Beyond Fury screened in a work print that was missing a grade, missing 300 visual effects, and we still got the Silver Glib for Audience Award. I think it's the best country that we've ever been to for festivals. And yeah, I would just like to say thank you to all our fans in Germany, and thank you for the support, and I hope you carry on supporting our movies. You want to say something quick on that?
Yes, I'm just saying German fans are the best fans anywhere.
Absolutely.
We've been in all the film festivals in Europe, definitely.
The best, 100% the best.
All right. Thank you, guys.
TALKploitation, des Blanche.